everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Megan and I run the crocheting business The Mystical Hippie, selling both at markets and online. I haven't really done markets for a long time, but I would like to eventually start doing them again. I'm hoping to get into more pattern designing, which is why I'm filming today. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cute teddy bear. It is part of my 3-in-1 crochet pattern, so you can see behind here. Got the little unicorn here as well, and this one here's another bear, but I do have a pattern for a pig as well, so I'll post a photo of it just here for you to see. But in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make the bear. If you did want to make the unicorn, then you can find the pattern available in my Etsy shop, but let's get into it. Alright, so in this tutorial I'm going to be making the bear. I'm going to be using this really pretty rainbow yarn from Lincraft. It was from Lincraft, but it has been discontinued now. The closest thing to it is, I believe it's called Linebrand Landscapes yarn. So if you want something similar to this, you'll be able to get that. I'll put a link down below where you can get it through my Amazon affiliate link. So I'm going to be using that one, and in the original pattern it does call for a 4mm hook. I'm going to be using a 5.5mm one just because this yarn is a little bit thicker than what I normally use for it. Plus I want it to be just a little bit bigger. So I'm using 5.5mm. Going to need some scissors, one stitch marker, and sewing needle, and then just some pins to help hold everything together. So we're going to start off by making the head and body. So the head and body is made in one piece. So you're going to start off with a magic ring and single crochet 6 in it, or you can chain 2. I find the chain 2 method easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then pull the row closed, and then single crochet into the first stitch and putting the stitch marker into that one. So there's that one, just like that. And then for the second row we're going to increase in each stitch, so it will be 12, so 2 in each stitch, so 12 in the row. This yarn's a bit weird, it's sort of like really stringy, but that's alright, it's really pretty once it's crocheted up. So that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the second row done, so I've got 12 there, and then the third row is going to be single crochet, then increase in each stitch with a total of 18 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 1, increase. So that's the third row finished, and the fourth row is going to be single crochet 2 and then increase into the next one with a total of 24 stitches. So it'll be 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, and then keep going around with that pattern or that sequence. Alright, up to row 5. Row 5 is 3 single crochet and then increase to give a total of 30 stitches. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, and keep going around with that pattern. Alright, so I've just finished row 5, so it should be looking something like this. And then for the next 7 rows, so row 6 to row 12 is just going to be single crochet all the way around. So I'm going to start that row now. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to keep going with it and come back when I've done the 7 rows of single crochet. Alright, so this is how it should look after finishing row 12. So I'm going to start row 13 now, which is 3 single crochet and then a decrease. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to decrease, and then keep going until you've got 6 lot of that. 1, 2, 3, decrease. And now for row 14, so we've just finished 13, onto row 14 is single crochet in each stitch around. So that's 1, 2, 3, and keep going for a total of 24 stitches. Now row 15 is single crochet 2 and then decrease. So that's 1, 2, 2, and decrease. 1, 2, decrease, and decrease. Alright, so that's the end of row 15. So now onto row 16 is single crochet 1, decrease in the next stitch, giving a total of 12 stitches. So that's 1, decrease, 1, decrease, and I'll just do the whole row on camera here. 1, decrease. So this is going to be the last row of the body, and then we're going to start increasing again to begin on the head for it. Decrease, 1, and decrease. Oops. Decrease. That's the body done there, so you can now start stuffing the body. Just grab some stuffing. So the head and the body will be stuffed pretty firm. The legs will be stuffed pretty firm as well. The arms are probably about halfway stuffed, or even just the hands, so you won't need too much stuffing because they will turn out pretty small. Unless you're using blanket yarn, then it probably will be a bit bigger and you'll need a bit more stuffing, but that's all right. Okay, so the next row, is row 17. So that's going to be increase in each stitch increase in each stitch around. It's a very hard sentence to say. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to have a total of 12 stitches. So just keep increasing in each stitch. Sorry, 24 stitches, not 12 stitches. Just keep increasing in each stitch around. And that's the end of row 17. So onto row 18 now, which is single crochet 3 and then increase in the next one. So that's 1, and 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, increase, and keep going around with this pattern until you have a total of 30 stitches in the row. So that's the end of row 18. Now onto row 19 is single crochet 4 and then increase in the next stitch. And you might want to keep stuffing the body as you're going. So I'm going to stuff it now. I'll need to stuff it again when I'm obviously stuffing the head, but that's all right. And the trick to stuffing is sort of just do it in small amounts so it doesn't like all clump together, because then it'll sort of go to one side and it'll just look really weird. Alright, that'll do for now. That's the body just there, and it will be easier to sort of shape when you're not just grabbing a big chunk and putting it in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. This is row 19 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, and keep going around till you're back to the start. So that's the end of row 19. So now row 20 to 25 is just going to be single crochet around again. So just one single crochet in each stitch for a total of six rows? Yeah, 6 rows. So just single crochet in every stitch around, and I'm going to stop filming and come back when I've done that. And I've just completed row 25, so just the single crochet rows, and I'm about to start row 26, so that is single crochet 4 and then decrease. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, that's what I meant with the yarn being like really stringy. It sort of gets stuck on each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease, and keep going around till you're back to the start with 4 decrease. All right, now on to row 27. So it's going to be 3 and then a decrease, giving a total of 24 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, decrease, and keep going around till you're back to the start. Alright, so I just finished row 27, so now we're going to add on the safety eyes, which funnily enough are not actually as safe as embroidered eyes. So if you'll make it for a baby or a kid or anything, I'd probably recommend embroidering it. But for this one, I'm going to do safety eyes, so they're going to go on between rows 23 and 24, 6 stitches apart. So that's 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, it's just in there. So it's only 23 and 24, and just attach the back of it on. And then the second one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I believe these ones are 14mm eyes. I could be wrong, can't quite remember. I'll just move that in a little bit. I think they're 14, there could be 12, I'll have to double check. But I will add a affiliate link to the Amazon ones, which I buy, below as well for you. So that's how it should be looking so far. I love how it works up, it's so pretty, this yarn. Alright, so we're going to go on to row 28, which is 2 single crochet and then a decrease. So that's 1, if I can get it in, 1, 2, decrease. And with the head, you're not going to want to stuff it until right before the end, otherwise it will create pretty big gaps in your yarn or in your project. Oops, I've done that wrong. Can't talk and crochet, obviously. 1, 2, decrease, 1, 2, decrease. So probably finish off stuffing maybe when there's probably 2 or 3 more rows left, and keep going around with 2 single crochet and then a decrease until you're back to the start. Right, now to start row 29, so it's going to be single crochet, decrease, giving a total of 12 stitches, and you can keep stuffing it after this row. So 1, decrease, 1, decrease. Let's do the rest of the row on here since it's a small row. Decrease, 1, decrease. So if you try and stuff it when, like if I had have tried to stuff it back here, then it would sort of stretch all of these stitches out and they wouldn't be as close together. So that's just why it's best to stuff it when it's nearly closed. Single crochet and decrease. Alright, So I'm going to stuff it now. I might even stuff it a bit more after the next row, which is the last row. So I'll just grab the stuffing. I'm really glad I used this yarn. It looks so good. I'm so sad they discontinued it though. Alright, that's looking good. Do a little bit more. And I'll do the rest halfway through the next row. So the next row is just decreasing all around, giving a total of 6 stitches. So I'm going to do 1 decrease, 2. I find that if you're getting holes in the top as well, everyone says to go down hook sizes. I personally find if you go up a hook size, it makes it better, because going down a hook size will do the same sort of thing that stuffing it around here will do. It'll sort of spread the stitches out, whereas going up a hook size will make the stitches looser, meaning they'll be bigger and further apart, if that makes sense. So just a couple more decreases. And I'm going to finish off stuffing the head here and then we'll close it off. Doesn't want to go in. And do a little bit more. So I just use the stuffing from Lincraft because or actually is it Lincraft or Spotlight? I'll just get whatever's on sale. But I think it's called Hobby Fill in most countries, and you can get it in like big boxes, which is pretty cool. Alright, so I'm just going to finish decreasing here. Decrease and decrease in the last stitch as well. Alright, there we go. So I'm just going to cut the yarn and grab my needle and I'll sew in the end. I'm just going to do this off camera. So I'm just about to finish sewing the end in. So I find if you sort of just pick up the outside stitch, like the V sort of shape on top, the outside one of them in each stitch around, it's probably the best way to sew it. And then you can sort of just weave it in after that once it's closed. And then you'll have the head and body finished off, and we'll go get started on the arms next. And just get the strand and just set that bit aside. Right, so we're going to work on the arms next. So it's going to be the same as the head and body. So just 6 single crochet in either a magic ring or chain 2, and then 6 single crochet in the first stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then for the second row we're going to single crochet into the first stitch and add the stitch marker in, and then same as the head and body, it's just going to be increase in each stitch around, so you'll have a total of 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so I've just finished off the second row, so we're on to the third row. It's just going to be single crochet in the back loops only in each stitch around, giving a total of 12 stitches as well. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep going around till you're back to the start. Alright, row 3 is finished, so now on to row 4. So for row 4 and 5, we're just going to single crochet around in each stitch. So just 2 rows of single crochet, giving a total of 12 stitches each row. So I'm going to go do that and come back once I've done both rows. Alright, so row 4 and 5 are done. Now onto row 6, which is going to be single crochet and then decrease in the next one, giving a total of 8 stitches. So 1, decrease, 1, decrease, 1, decrease, 1, and the last decrease here. And now row 7 to 12 is going to be single crochet around in each stitch, giving a total of 8 stitches in each row. So I'm going to do it off camera and come back after I've finished row 12, single crocheting in each stitch around. Alright, so this is just after completing row 12. So I'm just going to take the stitch marker out and single crochet across it to close. So it'll probably be, I think, 4 stitches across. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a 4th one. You could just do 3, but I'm going to do a 4th one just at the end there. And there's the first arm. So I'm just going to cut it and leave a long tail to sew it in. And I'm just going to go make a second one now. So I'm just going to go do that off camera, and you're just going to want to pause the video and do the same, and we'll come back when it's finished. Alright, so I've just finished off the second arm. So we're going to put them aside and then we'll sew it onto the bear a bit later on, something like that. So just put them to the side, and now I'm going to move on to the muzzle, or like the mouth bit. So we'll just grab the yarn and we'll start that now. Alright, so for crocheting the mouth or snout or nose, whatever you want to call it, we're just going to do the same as what we did before. So 6 single crochet in either a magic ring or do 2 chain and then the second chain from the hook. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to be using the stitch marker again. So pull the circle closed and increase in each stitch around. So there's the first one, and then we'll do a second one in that stitch, and then 2 in each stitch around, giving a total of 12 stitches for row 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's row 2 finished. So moving on to row 3 is going to be single crochet and then increase in each stitch around, giving a total of 18 stitches. So single crochet, increase, keeps getting stuck, increase, single crochet, increase, and keep going around until you're back to the start. Alright, so that row's finished. Onto the final row, which is row 4, is just going to be single crochet in each stitch around, giving a total of 18 stitches as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep going around until you're back to the start. And that's the 4th and final row done. So I'm just going to slip stitch into where the stitch marker is and then cut the yarn, leaving a long tail for sewing, and pull the yarn through. So that's the mouth done, and I'm just going to set it aside, and now I'm going to move on to the legs. So to start the legs, once again, 6 single crochet in a magic ring or chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And row 2 is just going to be increasing in each stitch again. So we'll do 1 stitch, and 2, so make the increase, this row seems a bit tighter than all the other ones. Must have done it a little bit too tight. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Alright, so row 3 is going to be single crochet and then increase in each stitch. So 1, and then I'll do an increase. 1, increase, and we'll keep going around until we're back to the start. Now up to row 4 is single crochet in the back loops only of each stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 17 and 18. Right, so that is row 4 finished, and now from row 5 to 7, so 3 rows, is just going to be single crochet in each stitch around, and of course the yarn gets tangled right now. Alright, so 3 rows of single crochet in each stitch, going through both loops this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to pause the video here and come back when I've done 3 rows of single crochet. And that's row 7 just finished off. So now I'm going to do 4 single crochet and then a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. And we're going to keep going around with that pattern sequence until we get to the end with a total of 15 stitches. So that's row 8 finished off. So now we're going to go on to row 9, and row 9 and 10 is single crochet in each stitch around, giving a total of 15 stitches at the end. So just going to be 2 rows of single crochet around, and I'm going to stop filming and come back when I finish that. And row 9 and 10 have just been finished off here. So now onto row 11, which is 3 single crochet and then a decrease, giving a total of 12 stitches at the end. So that's 1, 2, 3, decrease, and keep going around until you're back to the start. Alright, so I've just finished row 11, so we're going to start row 12 now, but first I'm just going to start stuffing the leg a little bit, and the leg's going to be stuffed right to the top, so I'm just going to stuff a little bit to start with and then do a bit more later on. That'll do. Alright, so 2 rows now, so row 12 and 13 of single crochet in each stitch around. Oops. And then that's going to give us a total of 12 stitches as well. So just do 2 rows of single crochet. Now I just finished row 13, so onto row 14, which is the final round. So it's going to be 2 single crochet and then a decrease. And that's going to give us a total of 9 stitches. So 1, 2, decrease, 1, 2, and a final decrease at the end. And I'm just going to finish stuffing the leg now right to the top. You can do it a bit lighter if you want. I just like the legs to be a bit more stuffed than the arms, but you can do them so they're kind of floppy, which should be cute as well. Especially if you're using blanket yarn, that could be cute. Sort of have it laying down. And that seems right. I'll just do a tiny bit more. Alright, that looks good. And now we're going to take the stitch marker out and single crochet across to close it. I'm going to say probably 5, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just done 4 single crochet there to close it, and just cut the yarn and leave a tail for sewing. So now you're just going to go make another leg for it using the same pattern as this, and then come back once you've finished that. So I just finished off making the second leg, so we're just going to put them to the side now, and finally we're going to work on the ears. So just going to grab the yarn and hook and just do 6 single crochet in a magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then row 2 is going to be increase in each stitch around 1, and we'll add the stitch marker in the first stitch. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And then for row 3 to 6, so 4 rows, we're just going to do single crochet in each stitch around, so it'll just be 12 stitches at the end of the row. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to come back when I've finished off the 4 rows of single crochet. So I've just finished row 6 on the first ear, so I'm just going to take out the stitch marker and single crochet across to close it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I might do a 6 one in the end there. 6. You could probably just do 5, but I like doing an extra one in the end. And it's going to cut yarn, leaving a long tail for sewing. And then I'm going to go remake another ear the exact same as this, and I'll start filming again when I've made the second one. Just finished off crocheting the second ear for the bear, so that's everything now, and we're going to start sewing it together. So you're going to want to grab the safety pins and the needle, which I think I lost. Oh, here it is. Never mind. So first we're going to sew on the muzzle. So you're just going to want to sort of place it about there and sort of play around with it a bit, and then just use the safety pins if you have any, and just hold it in place. And it looks kind of flat now, but once you stuff it, it will look better. Alright, that looks good. And I'm just going to start sewing it on now. So I'll show you how I sew it. I'm sure there's heaps of different ways to sew stuff on. So I sort of just go behind and then up. Just tuck the end in. And just like that. And I'm just going to keep going around sewing the nose onto the head. Sometimes it might be easier if you get a separate bit of yarn instead of using the yarn that was attached to it. I just used the yarn that was attached, but if you're having trouble with it, it might be easier getting a second piece. And I'm going to pull the safety pins out as I sew through there. So I'm just going to keep doing this until it's fully attached, and I'll come back and show you once it's done. So I'm just about come to the end of sewing the nose on, and I'm just going to quickly stuff it before finishing it off. Or slowly stuff it if it won't go in. That's too much. I'll try that. And I'm going to keep going round. And I'm just going back to the start now, so I'm just going to sew the end in and finish it off. Just like that. And now I'm going to sew on the ears here. So you can either put them more on the side there or up the top. I'm going to go probably about there. And just pin them into place. So that looks about right. I'm going to sew this one on, and then I'll pin the other one and sew that on after. So for the ear, you're just going to want to go through all these bottom stitches along here. Just like that. And take the pin out. And then once you've done it along here, you're going to go back along this side as well. And I'll just finish sewing the ear on, and I'm just going to tuck in the end and cut it off now. And then I'm going to sew on the second ear as well. So I'll pin it probably about there. That looks good. And I'm just going to repeat the same process of going along the front and then sewing it down the back. And I'm just finished sewing the second ear on now, and just going to tuck the end in and cut that off as well. Don't worry too much about tying knots and stuff when sewing the end in, as long as it's sewn in well enough, it shouldn't come out. Should be fine. And then next we're going to do the arms. So that one can go up there. I feel like the ears look massive on the screen. They're not actually that big. I think it's just like the angle or something. But I don't know if they look smaller on that side. But they're just like look giant there. Pins in there. And I'm going to start sewing just along here. And just up and down again. Just like that. And then sometimes I like to sew this bit onto the body. It's up to you, you don't have to do that. I don't think I'll worry about doing it this time, but I just like to do that every now and then, depending on what I'm making. I think that looks alright without doing it though. So I'm just going to leave that long, and then I'll do this arm as well, and then I'll tie the two ends together. So probably about there. And I'm going to do the rest of this one off screen and come back when I finish sewing it. Alright, there's the second arm sewn on. So with this strand, I'm just going to thread it through to the back, just through the same hole that the other strand's coming out of, and then just tie it and cut it off and tuck it in. I don't know if that's like the cheat way of sewing, but it's easy and quick, so let's do that. And then just tuck it in with the crochet hook. Alright, just like that. And then finally, I'm going to sew the legs on. So I'm going to go just about there. And these ones are kind of weird to pin into place, but that should be fine. You might need a few more pins for this one. Out there for it. And then I'm just going to start sewing just up and down like I've been doing. And then, oops, for the legs, I will go probably about, just sew it about there as well, because it will go floppy otherwise. Just like that, and I'll sew it through there. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing, so thread that through to the back, and then once we do the other one we'll just tie it and cut it off again. So we're going to do the exact same thing with the second leg. Alright, and I've just finished off sewing all the bits together. If you want, you can make a little tail for it using the same pattern as the ear. I don't have tails on mine because I can never make it look right. But if that's what you wanted to do, you could add a little tail to it. But yeah, it's all finished off and it's looking really cute. So I hope you enjoyed the pattern, and yeah, I'd love to see it. If you make any, make sure to tag me on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you everyone so much for watching my tutorial. I really hope you liked it. I hope it wasn't too quick. Let me know below if you prefer, so saying like 3 rows of single crochet and then just filming one, or if you'd rather me film the whole 3 rows and maybe make the video longer or make it in multiple videos. But I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I'd love to see your finished animals, so if you wanted to tag me, my name's The Mystical Hippie AU on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Etsy, all the social medias. So be sure to do that, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, because my videos haven't really been getting seen that much, so if you do that it will help my channel a lot. But yeah, thank you so much again, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.